Hello and thanks for attending this video tutorial. In this video we're going to talk about the NextJS Google Drive directory and how to launch it on Localhost. Our goals are going to be to download it locally, create API keys, launch locally, and then complete our setup. Here we're looking in the private repository. We're going to download the code to our desktop. I've already done this and set up in a PHP Storm instance. You can use whatever code editor you like. The first thing we're going to want to do is run npm install to begin the installation. This is going to take a while. The next thing we want to do is open up our Google Cloud Console and start to create our credentials. Here, we're going to create a new project. After the project is created, we're going to select it. Now we're going to head into the library and search out the Google Drive API. Once we find it, let's go ahead and activate it by clicking the Enable button. Now, we are going to want to create our credentials. The first credential we will create is the API key. This is easy. Once this key is created, we want to copy it and paste it into our config document. Next, we are going to want the client ID and client secret credentials. These are a little bit tougher. After clicking OAuth and client ID, it's going to ask us to enable an OAuth consent screen. Since we're not part of an organization, let's choose external. We can name the app whatever we like. It's going to ask us to add an email. I skip this part, and I skip the authorized domains as well, but it requires me to add a developer contact. Okay, save and continue. Next, it's going to ask for scope of works, but we define scopes client-side, so let's skip this. Next, it's going to ask for test users. I advise adding every user that you intend to have access to this directory app. For now, we'll just add my test email. Alright, save and continue. Now here is a summary of the app we just created, but let's skip that and go to the credentials section and create the OAuth client ID. We select web application type, we give it a name, and this is important. We need to add our JavaScript origins, which is going to be our localhost URL. After we add this URL, we're going to want to add our authorized redirect URLs as well. This is important. We need to use the same URL, but we need to add login to the end of it. Alright, now we create. It should provide us with our API keys. The client ID, let's go ahead and add that. Now the client secret, let's add that. For the scopes part of the configuration, we'll leave that alone. For the team drive, we're not part of a team in this demo, so let's empty that. And now we need to have the folder ID that we want to drill down into. So let's access Google Drive. Let's go ahead and navigate to a folder that I've created that has some demo process documents inside of it. Once there, let's grab this ID from the URL above. Alright, let's add this to our configuration file. Next, it's going to ask us for our homepage URL. Let's use that localhost URL that we added earlier. This is important. Next, it's going to ask us for a logo URL. I have one on the side right here. And the rest are cosmetics. We can leave those alone for now. So let's rename our config file from config-example to just config.json. This is required for the app to run. Now we need to go back to our terminal and we need to actually run the app. We do this by typing in npm run dev and pressing return. If it runs well, it's going to give us a URL to load up. And now we're in our simple sign-on process. Let's go ahead and log in as our account. All right, since it's not verified, we do need to continue manually here. All right, we're inside. Now let's test the search. All right, search appears to be working. Good. Let's open a document. The document opens in edit mode. Good. Let's drill down. Okay, the drill down is working. Great. So I do believe that we have successfully set up our application in the localhost environment. Now, I wanted to look into more about the application being in test mode versus a published mode. Let's go ahead and change the application from test to publish and see what kind of user experience we have. Now our application says that verification is not required, but we're later going to see that we get a strange message because our application is not verified. So in order to test, let's open up our console. Let's go ahead and clear out all the site data. This is going to re-enable our simple sign-on. All right, let's run the process again. Select our account. And now we've been given a very alarming message that we have to click on Advanced and Continue. So the simple sign-in works in published, but I would like to figure out a way to get the application verified, even though it says we don't need to inside of the console. For now, I'm going to change this back to test status. I'm going to do that because it's less alarming than having an app that's not verified. And at a later point in time, I'll look into what it takes to get the application verified. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for staying with us through this tutorial. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for being a GBTI subscriber. If you have any questions, please send them to the Discord. All right. Thanks. Have a great one. Bye.